Today, I'm going to show you the main mistakes that the poor make and the rich don't, and you're probably making some of these mistakes that are destroying your financial life. These are such common errors that you may not even notice them, but they could be keeping you from the wealth and future of your dreams. In this video, you will learn about these hidden mistakes that are ruining your financial life and how to build a solid foundation for true prosperity. It's time to take control and transform your life with money. You'll be learning from one of the richest and smartest men in the world, Warren Buffett. He teaches us how we can build our financial freedom and avoid hidden traps that are making you poorer every day. Watch the entire video and I'm sure you'll thank me in the end. 1. Don't be fooled by brands. Imagine you have a toy store and can choose between two cars. One very expensive, which everyone says is the best, and another that costs less, but is equally fun and durable. Many people think that buying the more expensive car makes them look cooler, but the truth is that the cheaper car might be a better choice. People like Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, and Bill Gates know this. They prefer to spend their money on things that are truly worth it, not just to impress others. They understand that a high price doesn't always mean better quality. For example, Warren Buffett still drives a simple car and lives in the same house he bought many years ago. He knows it's more important to spend money on things that will last and bring value, like investing in stocks or real estate, rather than buying things just because they are branded. The lesson here is, when you have to spend money, think about whether you are buying something because it's really worth it or just to show off to others. Focusing on quality and value is what really makes a difference in the long run. 2. Don't buy a house before the right time. Imagine you want to buy a big toy, but it's very expensive. If you spend all your money on it, there won't be anything left to buy other toys or candies you like. Something similar happens when people buy a house without being financially ready. Warren Buffett teaches that buying a house too early can be a mistake. Many people think owning a home is the best thing in the world, but if you're not prepared, it can turn into a big problem. When you buy a house, you have to pay for many other things like repairs, taxes, and insurance. This can end up taking all your money and leave you with nothing for other important things, like saving for the future or investing in something that can make you more money. That's why, instead of rushing to buy a house, many wealthy people prefer to rent for a while they save and invest in other areas. That way, when they finally buy a house, they are confident they won't run out of money. If you learn to be patient and wait until you're really ready, you'll be able to buy the house of your dreams without worrying about going broke afterward. 3. Be careful with subscriptions and services you don't use. Imagine you have a subscription to a gaming club, but you end up spending more time at the playground than on the video game. You're paying for something you're not using, and that's a waste of money. This happens to many people who have subscriptions to gyms, apps, or streaming services that they hardly use. They sign up with excitement, but then forget to cancel when they realize they're not using them. That money could be used for more important things, like saving to buy something you really want or investing in something that will help you grow financially. A study showed that the average American spends hundreds of dollars a year on subscriptions they don't use. That's like throwing money away. To avoid falling into this trap, it's important to regularly review your accounts and cancel what you're not using. You can also use apps that help you control your subscriptions and ensure you're only paying for what you actually use. This will help you save a lot of money over the year, which can be used to achieve your financial goals. Before we continue, I want to ask you another question. Have you checked if you're subscribed to our channel? Do it now, because I'm going to bring a series of videos with valuable information to help you escape poverty and achieve financial prosperity. Let's continue. 4. Avoid impulse buying. Imagine you're walking through the mall and see a shiny toy you didn't plan to buy, but decide to get it anyway because it looks cool. This is what we call impulse buying. Often we buy things we don't need just because they seem appealing at the moment. But if you do this many times, you'll end up spending all your money on things that really aren't important. Impulse purchases are one of the biggest financial traps. They can drain your wallet and prevent you from reaching bigger goals, like saving for a car or a house in the future. To avoid falling into this trap, a good idea is to adopt the 24-hour rule. If you see something you want to buy, wait 24 hours before making a decision. This will give you time to think about whether you really need it or if it's just a passing desire. Wealthy people often prefer to use cash or debit cards instead of credit cards because it makes them think twice before spending. When you see the money leaving your wallet, you feel like you're losing something, and that can help you avoid unnecessary purchases. Remember, every time you avoid an impulse buy, you're one step closer to achieving your big dreams. Be careful with credit cards. Let's imagine you have a magic card that lets you buy anything now and pay later, but this card charges an extra fee every time you use it. That's the problem with credit cards. They make it seem like you have more money than you really do, but when it's time to pay, you realize you spent more than you could afford. Credit cards can be useful, but if you're not careful, you can end up in debt. Many people buy things with credit cards and then can't pay everything at once, which means they end up paying much more because of the interest. This can trap you in a cycle of debt that's hard to escape. Warren Buffett advises only using credit cards to buy what you can pay off in full at the end of the month. This way, you avoid high interest rates and keep your financial health intact. If you use credit cards wisely, you can enjoy the benefits without falling into the debt traps. 6. Don't spend money to impress others. Imagine you have a beautiful collection of toys, but you start feeling like you need more toys just because your friends have them. So you start spending all your money on new toys, not because you really want them, but because you want to impress others. This is what happens when people spend money to keep up appearances. Often people buy expensive clothes, luxury cars, or go to fancy restaurants just to show they have money. But this can lead to a life full of debt and no financial security. True prosperity doesn't come from showing others how much you have, but from having a solid financial foundation that allows you to live without worries. Warren Buffett teaches that it's more important to be financially stable than to look rich. Instead of spending to impress others, focus on saving and investing in your future. Living within your means, meaning spending only what you can really afford, is the key to achieving financial prosperity. 7. Avoid excessive social spending. Now, imagine that every time you go out to play with your friends, you feel like you need to buy expensive snacks or new toys to have fun. It might seem cool at first, but soon you realize you're spending all your money on these outings. The same thing happens when people spend too much on social activities, like dining out or attending expensive parties, just to keep up with others. These expenses might bring temporary joy, but they don't help build a stable financial life. In fact, they can leave you with no money for really important things, like saving for your dreams. To avoid falling into this trap, it's important to plan your social outings and set a limit on how much you can spend. One way to save money is to organize get-togethers at home, where you can control the environment and costs. For example, instead of an expensive restaurant, you can cook at home and invite your friends for a fun night in. This helps you save money and still have fun without going overboard. 8. Smoking and other money-consuming habits. Imagine you have a piggy bank where you keep all your savings, but every day you take a small part of that money and throw it away. This is what happens when people spend money on harmful habits like smoking. Besides being bad for your health, smoking can quickly drain your savings. If someone spends a significant amount on cigarettes every day, it can represent a huge loss of money over time. This money could be used to invest in something that would bring more benefits in the future. Quitting these habits not only improves your health, but also helps you save and invest in a more prosperous future. 9. Avoid buying new cars. Let's imagine you want to buy a new toy, but you know it will lose its shine and fun after a while. The same thing happens with new cars. As soon as you buy a new car and drive it off the lot, it starts losing value. In a few years, it's worth much less than what you paid for it. Warren Buffett advises not to spend too much money on new cars because they lose value quickly. Instead, he suggests buying used cars that are still in good condition. This way, you save money and still have a cool car to drive. A simple rule is not to spend more than 10% of your annual income on a car. This ensures you have a good car without compromising your finances. If you follow this advice, you'll have more money to invest in other important things, like your education or your home. 10. Invest in education, not in superfluous things. Imagine you have the option to buy a new toy or take a course that will teach you something amazing, like building your own toys. Which one would you choose? The course, right? Because with it, you can create many other toys in the future. Education is one of the most important investments you can make. It gives you the tools and knowledge to grow and achieve your goals. Spending money on superfluous things might bring momentary happiness, but investing in education brings benefits that last a lifetime. Wealthy people, like Warren Buffett, know this. They invest in learning and development because they understand that knowledge is the key to financial prosperity. The more you learn, the more opportunities you have to earn money and build a rich and fulfilling life. 11. Keep a budget and control your spending. Imagine you have a treasure map that shows exactly where the gold is, but you need to follow the instructions correctly to find it. A budget is like that map. It shows you where your money is going and helps you reach your financial goals. Keeping a budget is essential for controlling your spending and ensuring you're not spending more than you can. This helps you save and invest in what really matters. If you know where your money is going, you can make adjustments and ensure you're on the right track to prosperity. 12. Avoid unnecessary debt. Imagine you borrow a toy from a friend, but he charges you a part of all your other toys as payment for the loan. If you keep borrowing, soon you won't have any toys left. This is what happens when people accumulate debt. Warren Buffett advises avoiding unnecessary debt, especially those with high interest rates like credit cards. Debts can quickly get out of control and leave you with no money for other important things. The key to avoiding this is to live within your means and only take loans when absolutely necessary. 13. Invest in your health. Imagine you have a very special toy, but you don't take good care of it. Over time, it starts to break and lose all its value. The same thing happens with your health. If you don't take good care of your body and mind, you'll end up spending a lot of money on doctors and treatments. Investing in healthy eating, regular exercise, and adequate rest is essential to keep your health in check. This not only helps you live better, but also saves money that you could spend on medical treatments in the future. Remember, good health is the foundation for a prosperous life. 14th plan for the future. Imagine you're building a sandcastle, but you know the tide will rise. If you plan ahead and build your castle in a safe place, it will last longer. Planning for the future is essential to ensure you'll achieve your financial goals. This includes saving for retirement, investing in insurance, and having an emergency fund for unexpected events. The more you plan, the better prepared you'll be to face any challenge that comes your way. 15. Share what you've learned. Finally, imagine you discovered the secret to building the most amazing sandcastle of all. Wouldn't it be cool to share that secret with your friends so they can also build amazing castles? Sharing what you've learned about finances can help others achieve prosperity too. When you share knowledge, everyone benefits. Helping others grow financially creates an environment of prosperity and collaboration where everyone can achieve their dreams together. Building financial prosperity is like building a sandcastle. It requires patience, planning, and smart choices. If you avoid financial traps and follow the advice of successful people like Warren Buffett, you can build a stable and prosperous life. Remember that true wealth doesn't lie in owning expensive things or impressing others, but in having financial security, freedom, and the ability to achieve your dreams. With these lessons in mind, you can start building your own financial castle and ensure a bright future for yourself and your family. If you've made it this far in the video, leave a comment saying, "I stayed until the end." When I see this comment, I'll be happy to respond because I'll know that you're on the right path to becoming a millionaire soon and that you stayed with me until the end. And now, on your screen, there's an incredible video I prepared especially for you. I'm sure it will add a lot of value to you, so click on it and watch it right now. Do it for yourself and your future. See you soon.